Hey guys, this is the follow along for Friday, May 15th. The first half is a 20-minute E4 mom focused on strength. We have kettlebell swings, split stance, bent over row, and pistol squats. The second half is a little bit faster pace work capacity. And this is composed of two 5-minute AMRAPs with a 2-minute rest in between. The first AMRAP is 10 push-ups and 10 single arm dumbbell hang power cleans. And the second AMRAP is the plank rows and the goblet squats.
What's up, guys? We're gonna get the warm-up started here. This toe reach. To start off, we can interlock our fingers, get up on those tippy toes. You can go in a circle, you can go forward and back, you can go side to side. We're just gonna try to connect these long chains of muscles, head to toe. If you wanna add any variation within that, you can kind of lean around, you can add a twist to it. But generally, just get up on those toes, get those calves working, reach up nice and tall, start taking those big deep breaths. If you're wondering the backdrop here, we're coming to you live from a front porch in Louisiana. As we work into this heel walk, interlock your fingers, get up on those heels, flex your quad, and again, just get those little circles. I don't know if you can hear the frogs chirping on your end, but it's pretty wild out here. All right, squeeze your shoulders back, nice heel walk here. Still try to keep your abs tight. We want those opposite sides working against each other. Again, just trying to bring that blood in generally. Squeezing those quads, squeezing your abs, squeezing your shoulders. And again, breathing deep, trying to open up those lungs, get things warmed up and ready to go here. Getting ready for kettlebell swings. We've got some rows. We can work into this alternating instep. We'll start almost like a down dog, kicking those hips back. Want to walk your calves out a little bit before we get started. And then we're just going to go side to side, taking a step up with your foot by your hands, keeping that chest tall, dropping your hips. Again, taking a big deep breath, just trying to connect to it. Shifting over to the other side, same thing. Kind of kick back in between. You can shift around. Also, we're gonna have some cars coming by. I don't know if you can hear that. We'll have to get used to that. We can kind of pick up that pace if you're more comfortable, if your hips already feel pretty warm. Want to work into that a little bit quicker. We're just gonna alternate here, one side and the other. Nice, all right. Let's come up for these bear crawl to a push-up. Start just in a standing nice and tall. We're gonna walk yourself out into a plank. Get those hands underneath you. Abs nice and tight, solid. Push up. Walk yourself back. Again, just getting those shoulders warmed up. Working through your core, and then just generally warming the whole system up, getting your heart rate up. Dilating some capillary beds, getting some blood flowing into your muscles. Nice. Shaking everything out. See one. Nice. Excellent. All right, we're gonna finish this off with some prone pull-ups. So we're laying face down in a prone position, and we just want to act like we're doing pull-ups. We're going to reach up like there's a bar right above our head, gripping that bar, squeeze your elbows into your hips, chest nice and tall, squeeze the back of those shoulders, and then reach out again, nice and tall. Some people like to lift their legs as well, make it almost like a Superman, where we're flexing everything together. Reaching up. You're gonna make them almost like a W through your shoulders, getting that nice external rotation. Nice, you can go one hand at a time. Focus on just one hand, and then the other. Again, we could include rotation into that as well. Internal and external rotation, getting those rotator cuff muscles turned on early on here. All right, we're getting ready for some kettlebell swings, some rows, and pistol squats. I knew that. We're just gonna have a nice little warm-up round, make sure everything's primed and ready to go. Here we're gonna hit 3 rounds of kettlebell single leg deadlifts. We're gonna do 10 kettlebell swings and then 10 air squats, just body weight down and up. So that's 10 deadlifts. It's gonna be single leg, so 5 on one leg, 5 on the other, or alternating for 10. 10 kettlebell swings, again getting that hinge working, nice power coming through, and then 10 air squats, chest tall, knees wide, drop it in, locking everything together. 3 rounds of that. 10, 10, 10. Deadlift, swing, air squat. If you haven't gotten started yet, let's go ahead and get started with me here. Starting out single leg deadlift. I'm gonna grab my kettlebell, you can go body weight as well. Grab my foot in the ground, chest nice and tall, connect these long chains, coming down, driving. I'm making sure I'm not just trying to bend over and put this thing down, but I'm using my hip. My chest is tall, my spine is straight, I'm kicking back into it, reaching that back foot behind, coming right back up. If you have to, you can put that other toe on the ground, kind of help yourself with that stability a little bit, but still, that concentric contraction, still using just one side. It's just the one glute is pulling me up here. For 5, again, really try to take your time, focus on connecting to that hip, warming up the smaller, more stability focused muscles. Working through my core, chest is tall, controlling that stability. Again, 10 total single leg deadlift. We're gonna hit our kettlebell swings here. Give myself a little distance. Nice strong hinge. Tilt the bell. Using that power. Again, keeping your chest straight. Squeezing those armpits, pretend you got sponges in there. 10, and then 10 air squats. Grabbing the ground with my feet, chest tall, knees wide, sitting deep into it. Solid. It's round 1. Hit 2 more of those, and then we're gonna jump in to our first portion, our strength portion coming up. Like I said, kettlebell swings, those split stance, bent over rows, and then 5 pistols, squats on each leg. I'll see you in just a second. All right, guys, welcome to the strength portion here. This is a 20-minute E4 mom, so that's 5 rounds for 4 minutes a round for 20 minutes total. We're working on those kettlebell swings. Talk a little bit about those here. Remember, make sure you're setting yourself upright, getting that 2-foot step behind, get a nice base, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Really sit into that hinge. Make sure we're priming that system. We're loading everything up here to make sure that's where we're using to power it out. We're not pulling through our shoulders. Everything's relaxed. I'm contracting those lats down. Really trying to externally rotate. Pretend those sponges are in your armpits. Locked in as we're moving, and everything should be moving together. Power's coming from your hips, snapping to the top, flexing my quads, loading that system up. Ignore the cars. We'll be all right. Kicking through, lock everything in, and we want to, as we're kicking this away, I'm pulling it into me as well. I want those opposing forces, and I'm standing straight up. Everything's locked in. Showing you a few here again, locked in, tilted towards you, get those lats engaged. Really making sure we're breathing, being powerful, snapping out on each one of those. We have a split stance, bent over row. By the way, 15 on those kettlebell swings, 15 kettlebell swings, 8 on this split stance, bent over row, 8 on each. And I'm gonna do what it says, have that split stance, just put 1 foot behind, give myself a little bit of extra room on this rowing side as I bend over. And again, nice straight spine. I'm balanced through my shoulders. I'm not tilted in. I'm not letting it pull me down. Nice and stable across my spine, sitting into this hip of the leg up front. And again, with my abs tight, with that stability, just pulling that elbow back. Notice I have about 90 degrees in my elbow. I'm not pulling this up to my chin. It's not a bicep curl. I'm keeping it nice and low, keeping my chest tall. And again, trying to be engaged with that whole system. Everything's locked together. The opposite side arm, it's a good time to, or a good idea to lock that in as well. Create that tension across, just to kind of keep everything together. As we're pulling that, there shouldn't be a lot of movement going on, rotating or side to side. Smooth pull, letting it down, 8 on one side, 8 on the other. We're gonna finish with pistol squats. If you have any kind of elevated surface, a box, a swing, maybe hopefully a little bit lower than this, or try and get as deep as you can. And then drive yourself back up. Or a full pistol, drop it in, hopefully balance, and then kick yourself up to the top, or a rolling pistol. However you can work on that single leg squat, get as deep as you can under control, and then pressing it out. Really making sure that whole foot's engaged, we're balanced, we're pushing that knee out, and you feel like you're under control. The most important aspect. So again, 20 minutes here, every 4 minutes, hitting a new round, and we're squeezing all that in the 4 minutes. 15 kettlebell swings, getting that heart rate going, controlling, locking it in with that row, and then burning it out, 5 on each leg with that pistol squat. Here we go, guys. Starting our first round. Hit pause if you need to. Go grab some water. Use the bathroom. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Round number 1. Starting out with those kettlebell swings. Strong. Locking it together. Making sure you have position. Chest strong. Good breathing. Flexing those quads. Each one. Get that breathing going from the start. Pulling the weight towards you. Everything's moving together. Nice and controlled. All right. Excellent. Working into that single arm, staggered stance, that split stance. Bent over row. Again, 8 on each arm. Making sure everything's moving the right direction. Take your time on the setup. We're square. Sit into a strong hinge. Elbow pulls. Abs are still tight. Nothing's moving. As that elbow comes back. So pushing those knees out, getting those external rotators involved in my hip. And again, I want as long of a chain as possible to connect, to be tense, to be controlled, and then I pull through that one isolated side. We're going the other side, 8 on the other side as well. Getting staggered stance, taking my time setting it up. Hips, toes, shoulders, everything's pointing the same way. Work into a hinge. The front leg, that's the glute that should really be feeling it, should really be stabilizing. And then I pull through that elbow, nice and low. My chest stays tall. Again, I can tense up this other side as well, this other shoulder. I just want as much stability as I can keep as I'm pulling that elbow back and creating even more tension through that chain. All right, we got about 2 minutes left in this round. working into a pistol squat here. Again, 5 on each leg. I'm taking my time, stabilizing again myself first, getting that position right on top of my foot, and everything moves together under control. I don't rush. When I feel like I'm not in control, I don't try to rush through it. Pause, make sure I'm pushing and holding myself with the muscles I need to be. Opening that knee out. Breathing in between. There's no rush. Got about a minute 15. Nice smooth press to the top. Again, that whole foot is engaged. My toes are grabbing the ground, trying to balance me. Again, not rushing through it. Trying to keep that chest up. Keep myself balanced right on top of my foot. Breathe as much as I can through. Took my time. I still have 30 seconds left in this round. I'm shaking everything out, getting my breathing back under control. Getting ready for round number 2. If you listen closely here, you can hear the got crickets and frogs. I got a whole symphony. We don't even need music today. Maybe you do. You should listen to your own music. Here we go. Round number 2 starts in 3, 2, 1. Make sure you have position. Make sure we're in a strong hinge. Everything moves together. Stand straight up. Squeezing it together at the top. Pushing those feet through the ground. Flexing your quads. Flexing your glutes. Flexing your abs. Squeeze those elbows down, squeeze those armpits. All right. And again, taking that transition time. Big breaths, clear your lungs. Make sure we're strong and ready for those rows. Split stance rows here. The side I'm holding it on is the foot that's gonna step back. Give that room a little bit, or that arm a little bit more room to pull through. And I'm braced on this front leg, on this front hamstring and glute. I'm tense. My abs are still tight. Use that breathing. That's 8 on each side on these rows. Again, no rush. Kick them out. Same thing on the side. Nice split stance. Chest is tall. Back is straight. Nice. And finishing off with that pistol. Again, if you have a box, I'm gonna grab a chair real quick, show you that. Really any kind of elevated surface. But we want to be balanced on that foot. Toes are grabbing. Got a nice tripod. Big toe, little toe, heel. Kicking back in those hips. Trying to control through that entire range. So find something that allows you to sit into it. Reaching that front foot forward. And again, control it the whole way through. Try not to let yourself just plop down or have to roll out too much. Try not to use that momentum, use that pause. And again, my foot's grabbing. Abs are tight, always creating that tension. Holding through that whole chain. All right, and again, about 30 seconds here. Utilize this time, get that heart rate back down. Anything that's burning, try to shake it out a little bit. Help that venous blood return. Clear out some of those metabolites. Got about 15 seconds. Getting back in. What are we starting with? Kettlebell swings. 15 kettlebell swings. This is round number 3. Here we go. It's about halfway through this thing. 3, 2, 1. 15 swings. Let's see it. Set it up, chest to lock it in. Breathe in each one. Feet are stable. Pressing through the ground. Standing tall. Again, lock those shoulders down. Lats are engaged. Nice. Collect yourself. Think positive thoughts. There we go. 8 rows on each side. Get into that split stance. Chest tall, back straight, abs tight, hinge. Nice pull through nothing moves. Everything's tight, squeezing. Show you have control of it. We're not just throwing it around here. Locking it in. Squeezing that elbow back, chest tall. 8 on the other side. Again, set everything up first. Toes, hips, shoulders, everything's going the same way. Hinge. Feeling that front delt working. The delt on the front leg. And each one. Focused on smooth pull. Good control. Letting it down under control as well. And stabilizing through those obliques. Holding that spine, not letting it rotate and move around. All right. 8 pistol squats. If you have any kind of, a wall, anything around to help yourself out, just give yourself a little assistance. If you want to use the ground to kind of help yourself in those ranges of motion where you're not quite as comfortable, feel free to do that. We can also alternate legs. Focus on one at a time. You can also limit your range of motion on your own. Instead of sitting to a box, just pretend there's a box. Don't sit all the way down, just sit as low as you can, locking it up, and then pushing through. Again, standing right on top of that foot. I'm engaged through my toes. My hips are sitting back. My chest stays tall. Nice and controlled. Add a little overhead to it. I don't know why you want to do that. All right, that had to have been 10. We got about a minute here. So we're getting into round number 4. Almost there, guys. 2 more rounds. Focused on strength. Feeling a little warm. Maybe this is the time to step up that weight a little bit more. Challenge yourself. You can alter the rep count if you'd like to lift a little heavier, but maybe 8's a little too much. Or break it up for yourself a little bit more. 4, 4, 4, 4. Allow that time to kind of recover so you can get back to it. Here we go, 15 seconds away. Round number 4, we're almost there, guys. Starting out with those 15 kettlebell swings. Locking it together. Strong base you're moving from. 3, 2, 1. Round 4, let's get it. Locking those sponges in your armpits. Moving through your hips. Everything moves at once. Snapping through, standing tall, being powerful. Keeping that breathing going. Again, shake it out, breathing in between, psych yourself up. 8 clean reps on each side. Split stance, bent over row. Try to keep yourself as parallel to the ground as you can. That chest is going to be a little bit taller than your hips. Want to keep that back straight. We definitely don't want to be here, to let go. Keep that posterior chain lit up. Again, keep those stabilizers in your obliques. Alright. Here we go. We've got about 2 minutes left in this round. 10 pistol squats. Take your time, find that range of motion. Nice. Again, balance on that foot, keeping it underneath you. Pressing right through that leg, right through the ground. Fighting mosquitoes out here too. Got about a minute to go in this round. Again, find those opportunities to breathe. Find those opportunities to shake your legs out, shake your shoulders out. What a jerk. Coolest guy around. I don't know if you guys can hear these cars driving by. One of them was very loud. Got about 30 seconds. 30 seconds left in this round, and then just one more here. Again, we're focused on strength. Let's have that quality movement. Make it as challenging as you can. Take your time to set it up. You can use that tension. Use that eccentric when we're letting things down. Lower things slowly. There we go. Last round starts in 3, 2, 1. Kettlebell swings. Go. You know what to do. Nice and strong. Move together. You got a single arm kettlebell swing. I haven't thought of that yet. Do a few on one side, a few on the other. Alternate. Got a chorus of frogs here. Moving into these single arm bent over rows, that's split stance. Focus on balancing in one leg. It's just 8 on each side. Quality reps. Don't try to rush through it. We're not just trying to get to a number. Each one quality. Take your time, squeeze it together. Nice. We got about 2 minutes to finish off. Pistol squats, 10 total, 5 on each leg. Again, use that eccentric. Lower yourself down, slowly lock it together. Push through with your balance. Don't rush through the parts where you feel unstable. Keep that core engaged. We want to keep that intra-abdominal pressure. Hold that spine together as we're pressing. Still got about a minute to go here, guys. Just enough time for extra credit. Anything else you want to work on? Now is a great time to do it. Already warm. Nice. Working into your ankle, your knee, your hip. All right, you got about 30 seconds left. If you're finishing off those reps, if you're working on some mobility, some stability, you're ripping your shorts like me, jeez. Got about 10 seconds left. I'm finishing up. Last few here, whatever you're focusing on. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. All right, stick around. We have the second half here, the work capacity, a few 5-minute AMRAPs. Can't miss out that. Good stuff. See you soon. All right, welcome back, guys. Second half here is going to be 12 minutes. It's a 5-minute AMRAP of push-ups and hang power cleans, a 2-minute rest, and then another 5-minute AMRAP of plank rows and goblet squats. Yes, exactly. Awesome. So again, first 5-minute AMRAP, 10 push-ups, and then 5 dumbbell or kettlebell. I don't really have a kettlebell. Hang power cleans. We can use that swing. We can drop straight down, kick it back up, 5 on one arm, kicking through. Again, using that kettlebell swing just like we did in that first half, catching in your hips, kicking up, floating, getting a smooth catch. 5 on one side, 5 on the other. That's paired with 10 push-ups, whatever push-up you like to do. Handstand push-ups, push-ups from your feet, push-ups from your knees, push-ups against the wall, push-ups maybe elevated on a surface. You can get creative, whatever kind of push-ups you like to do. There's gonna be 10 of them, and whatever push-ups you can do 10 of, that'd be a good option, push-ups to choose for yourself. 10 push-ups, 10 single arm hang power cleans, that's 5 on each arm. Again, that's a 5-minute AMRAP we're running through. It's a 2-minute rest, and then we move into the second 5-minute AMRAP, which is the plank rows. I've seen a lot of those lately. Dropping down, getting a nice base in your feet, dropping those hips nice and flat, keeping your abs tight. To stabilize, we're just pulling nice and low there. as we brace on the other arm, sitting into that opposite shoulder. If you have two dumbbells, this would be a great opportunity for those renegade rows where we have one in each hand and we're alternating there. Again, trying to stabilize through the middle, holding everything just one at a time. There are 10 total rows. That's 5 on one side, 5 on the other. We're alternating for 10. And then 10 goblet squats where we're using your kettlebell or dumbbell loaded up top here. Getting those feet underneath you, dropping into a squat, keeping your chest tall, knees nice and wide. That's 10. Dropping down and up. So again, alternating between those two exercises for 5 minutes as an AMRAP. That's 12 minutes total. 5, 2, and 5, and we're gonna get that started in just a second. Again, grab some water, hit pause if you need to. The work capacity starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 5-minute AMRAP, starting out with 10 push-ups and 10 hang power cleans. 5 on each side. Let me get to where you can see me. Bracing my core, paying attention to where my elbows are going, controlling my shoulders, trying to press through my chest as much as I can. And then working in the hang power clean, same thing. As the swing, I'm gonna get my space back here. I'm gonna tilt this towards me, hike it into my lap, and then catch it right up in my shoulder. Hike into my lap, catching that shoulder. Try to make it as easy of a catch as possible. Try not to let that kettlebell or dumbbell beat you up. I can switch to the other side, the same thing. Catching in my lap, swinging it right up. Chest stays tall, pulling through that shoulder. And again, really mostly working on that hip swing, but then that really smooth coordinated catch where it lands easy. Getting right back into it here, about a minute in, 10 push-ups, whatever variety you like. Trying to press through your chest, trying to control your shoulders. Keeping your abs tight, keeping that core nice and straight. And then right back in. Hang power clean, I can start on the other side now. Kicking it right up, catching it easy. Keep it nice and tight to you. Switch right into the other side. Yeah, spine is straight, shoulders packed in, nice and controlled. Try to minimize how much extra motion is going on. I'm not trying to let it get out too far and then have to catch it in. Really adjusting as I go, getting underneath it, flipping right underneath that weight. Again, we can step up these push-ups. I'm gonna put my feet up here. A lot of times people forget with push-ups, just like with your squats, it's important to really engage through your fingers. Get your whole hand, wrist, forearm engaged, so we can push through as efficiently as possible. Really control all the way into your fingertips. For 10, about 3 minutes in here, 2 minutes to go. Breathing steady, keeping that pace. We want to keep moving through, trying to minimize that downtime. Right back in, smooth catch. In your lap, right back up. That's 5. Switch sides. Again, try to make it as easy as possible. Nice and efficient. One at a time. And right back in. We got about a minute to go here. Trying to sneak in one more round. Keep pushing through. Controlling those elbows and those push-ups, locking everything in. Again, get those external rotators turned on, get those lats engaged, stabilizing the backside. Trying to push through with everything together. 45 seconds. Don't stop moving until we get there. Let's keep it up. Using that hip swing, bracing your core. Easy catch. Switching. Go just about 15 seconds. Big finish. Get a nice 2-minute rest after this. Let's work all the way through. Three, two, one. All right. Rest for 2 minutes. Let's try to get that heart rate down as quickly as we can. Clear those lungs, get as much CO2 out as you can, get as much oxygen in. Want to try to be efficient with your breathing here. Only got a little bit of time. Calming everything down. Still got about 90 seconds, just 30 seconds into this rest. We're getting ready here for those plank rows. Having a solid plank, driving through, keeping those hips low, separate your feet, give yourself that stability. Again, 5 on each side with that plank row, and then 10 goblet squats. Keeping your chest tall, keeping those knees wide. Let's not be sloppy. We want to get a lot of rounds. That's the point of an AMRAP, but you want quality rounds. We want to make sure we're building strong systems. We're not just tearing you down. So, it's fast paced, but don't lose sight of the objective. To actually be strong. You gotta move strong. Got about 45 seconds. Should be feeling a little bit better. Let's breathe. Psych yourself up. Plank rows and goblet squats. Again, it's 10 and 10. 5 on each side with the rows. 30 seconds away. Really make sure we maintain that stability through the core here. Let's hold everything together. Here we go. Let's set it up, starting it out. 10 rows, 10 squats, 5 minutes, 3, 2, 1. Take your time, don't stop moving. Nice and low with that row. Nice and controlled up and down. Don't just drop the weight. Use that full muscle action. And then going into those goblet squats. Loading it up top. Use that clean we just learned. Keep your chest tall. Stay underneath that weight. Don't let it pull you forward. Don't just hinge. You want to kick those hips back. Sit into it. Still balanced in both of your feet all the way through. Still controlled movement, not just rushing in and out. 10 squats, right back in to those rows. We're a minute in. Abs tight, hips low. Make sure we're strong, bracing on this arm. We're not just sinking into it. Again, engaged, controlled, fingertip all the way down to your toes. 10 squats. Balanced in your feet. Controlled on the way down and up. Steady breathing. Let's keep the system working. There we go. 2 minutes in. Feel this in your obliques just as much as you on your lats. So that stability factor should really play a big role here. Still in, still doing this, almost there. Go through those feet. Just tall, packing those shoulders in, stabilize that spine. It's about 90 seconds left here, almost done, guys. End of the day. Here we go, last minute. Don't stop till we get there. Been going all day. So we burn through. Big finish. Here we go, 40 seconds. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Still controlled. Still breathing. It's just about 20 seconds. Big finish, guys. Don't stop. Here we go, 10 seconds, come on. We got something. We can do something, keep it up. 3, 2, 1. And time. Whew. Well, that was something. Hope the new scenery wasn't too distracting for you. Hope you still had a great time. It was tough for me. Still fun, glad I did it. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you next time.